When you're live.
I know.
I didn't realize you pushed it yet.
Hey guys, it's Micah for Sapulpa Times.
And Lucy with the city of Sapulpa.
I guess I need to add a countdown back into our
No, it's
thing.
okay. You just got to tell me that you're going live. You just said, okay.
What do you want me to say? 3, 2, 1, action?
No, say, I'm going live. We were having a conversation and you just said, okay. And I was like, oh, we're live.
Okay. Lucy, we're live now.
Thanks.
I think you know that by now. But
Yeah.
guys, how's your week going? Our week is going pretty well, I think.
Is this not the longest week of your life so far?
I mean,
Be honest.
but for other reasons, I think. Why is it the longest week of your life, Lucy?
I have no idea. Like, I got up today and I was like, it's only Wednesday.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But you don't know why. I can tell you why. For me, it was spending like the first part of the entire day yesterday at the lake, waiting on them to pull that car out.
Oh, yeah. No, I was sitting in a meeting waiting for the results of the car being pulled out in Carson because we had a meeting scheduled yesterday. And so my morning was kind of just in limbo for a little bit, waiting on that to wrap up.
Yeah, he was down there. I think they wanted to make sure about certain things with that vehicle. And I do have a little bit of an update that we'll talk about on the show that we weren't able to put in the story yesterday. I found out after the fact.
Okay.
And in fact, I'm still getting confirmation on some of it. So some of it is kind of speculation, but we'll make that clear.
Perfect.
That was like yesterday after I left the lake, I think I let myself get dehydrated or something because I was just like thirsty and lethargic the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Been out in the sun too long or something.
It was hot.
Yeah.
It was very hot.
Hot and humid.
I came downtown yesterday for some construction updates and things like that, and I was so thankful that I drove my car. Usually I just walk. And I didn't yesterday, and I'm so glad I didn't because I was walking the perimeter of construction and getting some updates and some details and stuff. And by the time I got back to my car, I was like, I need water.
You like sweat like
yes,
a bunch?
I profusely sweat. That's why I stay inside when it's hot.
Okay. You and Janet are that way. Janet is also that way.
Like when we were at the or the groundbreaking, I was literally hiding behind people during Joan's speech, like fanning my shirt because it was wet. And I wasn't going to tell anybody that. And now I've told everyone on the show. But that happened. My shirt was wet. It was disgusting.
I didn't notice any problems. I was right there with you.
It was terrible.
Okay. Well, I mean, there was a lot of other stuff happening, so it was okay to be distracted by all that, I think.
Yeah.
But, that's funny. Janet is the same way, though. So my Jeep I used to drive didn't have air conditioning. And one time I had to give her a ride home from, we were at Andy's.
Yes.
And she was all like, oh, God, just like got in my car and like all of her limbs go all the different directions just so she can try and keep herself aired out. So anyway. I hope she appreciates me telling that story.
I know. She's going to watch it and she's going to be like, Micah.
But she knows who she is. I mean, and she makes it like plain with anybody she gets in the car. Whenever she gets out in the hot weather, she just lets everybody know. Like, hey, by the way, I get hot easily.
Yeah. I mean, you can't hide it. And if you try to be shy about it or hide it, it's going to make it worse because then you'll sweat more.
Yeah, because then you're nervous about it. And it's like a different kind of sweat.
Yeah, it's like I'm too hot sweat and a cold, hot, embarrassed sweat, and they don't mix well. So.
Nope. Right. Okay. Well, moving on to a different topic here. You had mentioned, and I wanted to do this before we moved on to any of the other stuff. I got videos and photos and stuff to show you guys. So for some of the other stuff we're talking about today, but you were saying that you got a construction update.
Yes. So I got to go down yesterday and hang out with Toby, which if you've met Toby, he's awesome.
Yeah.
But if you haven't met Toby, don't bother him because he is working hard on the downtown construction. And we don't want him distracted. But I did get to hang out with him yesterday and get some updates. And I want to tell you that if you go to the west side of Dewey and you look over there where Gigi's and Purple Rabbit and all that stuff is, if you stand there and look, it is actually like outlined. So you can see where all the light posts are going. The footings are drawn or dug. Most of them are dug. You can see where the little island will be. You can see where the lanes are and the sidewalk. And so it's really starting to take shape as they're preparing for concrete and stuff. And so if you want an idea of how wide the sidewalks are and what those lanes look like, go up there and look now. They're going to continue to grade. He was telling me yesterday about how much of that dirt they still have to take off to make everything level and ready. But it was so cool to go out there and like finally see the shape of things and like how big and how wide everything is. Like you can actually see it at this point without concrete. And then right now, for anyone who is a history, I'm going to say nerd, but that's okay. I don't really like history, but this actually was super cool. Okay. So, we have talked about this project over and over, and people continue to think that this is a beautification project, and we have said, no, it's infrastructure.
Right.
But if you want to see what I'm talking about, you can head over here to the corner of Park and Dewey, and right now it is over 100 years old. They have the storm drains exposed, and they are completely made of brick.
2 layers of brick, yeah.
Yes.
They had to cut into them when they did the new storm drains for this intersection and stuff. And that was the first time I saw them.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's some folks that are still alive today who would be young enough to remember when they installed some of that, like maybe extended it. You said it was over 100 years old,
yes,
right?
Parts of it are over 100 years old.
Okay. But I know, I think when they added into some of it, these people that I'm thinking of were kids at the time and walked the storm drains down there.
So it is really cool. I was able to give my phone to a contractor it is allowed to be behind the fence, so I was not behind the fence. Let's just put that out there. I was not behind the fence. But they took some pictures of the drains and things like that. So to see the layers of all the bricks and what that looks like, it is super cool. So it is still exposed. It will be exposed for a couple of days. I know they're putting in a big main manhole right there. So some of that will be taken out. But if you get the chance to get down here, I would say by today, tomorrow, you can stand on the sidewalk and you can see a good portion of that.
Easily,
even if you stand on the south side where the fence is, you may have to walk around the excavator, but you can see down into it and kind of see the layers and stuff, and it is very, very cool.
Yeah, it is. And it's a really good treat for somebody, like you mentioned, like the history buffs and stuff of town. That's actually one thing that has surprised me. I'm not aware that we have found very many really neat historical artifacts as people have been digging in there. I know that they found a shoe, which I think was a really old-timey shoe. And I know that they found some rebar and glass bottles and stuff, but nothing that's just been amazing.
No.
And so that's too bad, but I guess that's also probably a good thing. That means that we're not tearing anything up.
Right. We didn't cover anything. They did a decent job of cleaning it out before they laid some road out there.
Yeah. I was just kind of hoping for the body of Jimmy Hoffa or something like that. That would be
I
awesome.
don't even know who that
is. Okay, so be sure to come out and check that out. She is not overselling it. That is actually cool to see, that drain. And the what you said earlier about the outlines and stuff, I think, now this was a few weeks ago where they installed the drainage that's going to go up against the curb.
Yes.
And that really gave me the first real visual indication of just how big our sidewalks are going to be. And that is out there now, so you can see that. But now you're talking about they've had so when you say outlines for the center median and stuff, what are we talking, outlines in the dirt or
no,
paint or what?
You can see when you go up there, you can see where they've dug down where they're going to actually pave the road.
Okay.
And so then there's a little hump as to where the center median will go and stuff. It's a hump of dirt right now, which they'll flatten that out and level it, and then they'll. I think there's some brick that goes into that, but brick and concrete. So you can actually see how wide everything is because it's dug down into the dirt and kind of, I can't think of the word right now. I can't think of the word, but it's modeled after where everything's going to go.
Okay. So topographically or something,
Yes.
you can kind of see it
Yeah.
where trenches and things are. Cool. Okay, well, I'll have to go see that. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be over there a little later today. We're going to be doing the ribbon cutting for the Route 66 Family Table Market. And so that'll be a great time to pop over and see that. I hope we have a good turnout for the ribbon cutting.
Yes, if you don't have plans at noon, or if you do have plans at noon, reschedule them. We are going to be up at the corner of Dewey and Main cutting the ribbon and officially opening the Family Table Market, where you can get all of your homegrown needs here in Sapulpa. And I found out last night that they have ground goat.
Like, do they do it right there while you're
No.
in there?
But it's already packaged. But for those that eat goat, which I do not, have never, don't know that I will. But if you are somebody that eats goat, which would be somebody that has like a red meat allergy or something, which goat would be red meat. I don't know. Anyways, if you want goat,
If you have like a beef allergy or something,
yeah,
maybe,
you can go up there and actually get that. And they are planning to have some vendors there today that are actually have product in the store. So there could be potentially a lot of samples. So I highly suggest you go and check it out today.
Yeah. And we'll show the video of the ribbon cutting after, so like on Friday show or something. But if you haven't been to this market yet, it's really cool. I mean, I was excited just that downtown was going to get kind of a grocery store again. Kind of, you know. It's really more of like a general store meets farmer's market meets Little House on the Prairie
It
or
is
something.
very, very much a grocery store. Like, I don't think there's anything you can't get in there.
Okay. I guess it's not grocery store in the traditional sense, but it is very much like a neighborhood market kind of thing. So it's very cool. Definitely worth checking out. Really, you know, I was not expecting that kind of place to land in that space.
No,
you know,
like,
it's been a few things.
Yeah, and for a grocery store, like, you could leave here, you could stop by there, and you could get every single thing you needed for a dinner or a lunch to go home and make it. Like, it's a grocery store.
Yeah, it is. So go check it out. If you can't be there for the ribbon cutting, at least go check it out. They've got great hours too, by the way. I think they're open.
They're open late.
Yeah, later in the evening and stuff. So be sure to go check them out, and we'll share the ribbon cutting with you when we after we do it today. Okay, what was also on the list? I know I got to talk about the Camaro.
Yeah, let's just go there.
Okay,
I'm excited.
So we're going to do that. So for those of you who don't know, on what was it, Monday? The news came down, and I have to give the Sapulpa Herald credit here because they reported this, that there was allegedly a truck that was found in Sahoma Lake, and just one of their fishermen happened to be out there with his fish sonar. And what was interesting about this is I was talking to the director, Carson Lynch. He said normally there's no reason for somebody to have their fishing sonar up and going that close to the dock, to the ramp. Because the fish are out, you know, in the deep end. And for some reason, they just had it working, and you could see an outline of a mass in there. And I was talking with Charles over at the Herald about it yesterday. He said that he talked to the sonar guy, and they were showing it to him, and someone said, well, how do you know that's not just vegetation or something? And he said, because God doesn't make right angled corners or sharp corners or something like that. And so that's how they knew that it was a vehicle. Now, they initially reported it as a truck because I think that's what they thought the shape looked like. It turned out to be a late model Chevrolet Camaro. They got pulled out by OHP. OHP had this whole marine enforcement division I didn't even know about. Did you know about that? Yeah, so I found out about it when they boated up next to the dock yesterday. I've got a video here, so we'll show that real quick of them pulling this out, and so Lucy can kind of see it too. And so what was interesting about this is it was upside down, which kind of gave people trying to figure out how did that happen. Well, again, Carson says that even though it's a lake and not a river, the current and the tide and stuff under there can actually get really powerful, and the wind just flipped this car over, probably.
Yeah.
There was not anybody inside the car. I think that was the number one worry.
That's why we were there. That's why Carson was there from start to finish, to obviously be on scene if something like that came about. Yeah,
and I was grateful that he, we did collaborate with the OHP and everything to get permission to be there, and he was just worried about it turning into a circus. And it didn't become that. So it was, and thankfully, it turned out to be basically just an interesting story about a car being pulled out of the lake. Now, here's what we found out since then. So some of the things we noticed the day that it happened yesterday, it was missing an engine, missing the transmission, which makes you wonder, how did that happen? And so since then, since yesterday afternoon, I spoke with the Herald again, and he told me on the phone, I'm going to get this confirmed by SPD, but I guess the car is not that old. You can tell when you look at it, there's no rust on it. They think that it's only been in the lake for like a month. And so there's no rust on it. The rims are actually in really good shape.
I was, honestly, when I heard the news that the engine and the transmission was taken out, and I saw some pictures from Carson, I was like, if somebody was going to take those, why did they not take those really nice wheels? Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Like, if you're taking stuff out of this car and you're going to ditch it, like, the wheels were very nice.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. I saw them. I was like, man, those are some nice rims.
Yes. I'm like, my Jeep might need those.
Well, but so yeah, so what it appeared, now this is speculation, very much Micah talking here. What it looks like, we do know the car was reported stolen.
Okay.
And so what appears to happen is that somebody stole the car, got the engine and the transmission out of it, and chopped it, and then dropped it in the lake for whatever reason. That still remains to be seen, and maybe we'll have more to share about that at a later date. But anyway, that was kind of the big deal, and us and the Herald were the only ones there right until they started to pull this thing out, and then Channel 6 showed up with their helicopter.
Yes.
And so we were talking about that. We were down there for a couple hours beforehand, sweating our butt off. And then they show up in the helicopter to get the good stuff. It's just...
Yeah, I got a phone call yesterday, and they're like, has Channel 6 called you? How have they been made aware of this? And I'm like, I have no idea. They did not call.
Right.
They did not know anyone.
First.
Yeah, they did not notify anyone. They just showed up.
Yep. And, so that's how that went down. And, it went down about as good as it could be expected to. It was it was just an interesting undertaking. The guy, so they have the OHP Marine Enforcement Division drives around in a $300,000 boat. All right.
Yes, I also learned that if you are on a kayak, that boat will pull you over. A little overkill, but it can pull you over.
Like if you're in a kayak and you're not allowed to be?
Right. Like if you're in they use that to pull over like kayaks and stuff.
They get on the speaker horn, pull over. You're crossing the center line there in your kayak for a little while. We've been following. You've been swerving all over the lake. I was wondering, but I did ask him. I said, "Do you have to go after people in this boat?" Just like, and he goes, "Yeah, they'll run from us on the lake, just like they will." And it's not like it's the ocean. I mean, they've got a certain amount of space. You're not going to get away from the cops.
Oh no, and you're not loading your boat fast enough to get away. Absolutely not. And if you can, that's like a world record. To try to load a boat, no, that's not happening.
Right? No, yeah, that takes half the time that you're out on the lake is loading and unloading the boat back onto the ramp, right? On the trailer. Okay, so anyway, so that's the story behind that. We'll share an update about the stuff that we've got it confirmed from SPD once we have it. The story on the Camaro and everything else is available online at sapulpatimes.com. Another story, this is completely changing topics here, but we put out another story about the snow cone stand. So you and I were talking about how there was no snow cone stand in Sapulpa, and I don't know if she saw that episode or what, but the next day, Elizabeth Ben showed up with the snow cone stand at Wimpy's. And have you had the chance to see the story yet? Do you know the story behind the snow cone stand or anything? Okay, so I encourage you guys to go read the story. There's a lot more to it, but the bottom line is she set this up specifically to support an orphanage and missionaries in Africa. Okay. And so a couple great things here. The work that they're doing for the kids and stuff and the orphanage that they're supporting in Africa is amazing. The other great thing are the prices. Okay, your snow cone started at $1. I mean, if
you don't see that anymore.
No, I mean, this is literally the only one, and I go to a few. I probably shouldn't admit that. But,
as I say.
But I do go to a few different snow cone stands, and the lowest I can find is usually $2. Yeah. And so you can get a snow cone for $1, and it's going to a good cause. So that's awesome. But I had a great interview with Elizabeth. Talked to her about where her heart is on this, why she set up in Sapulpa. That whole story is on Sapulpa Times. Be sure to go check that out. Hours for the snow cone stand are from 2 to 8 p.m. And so it's another deal where they're open later on. So when we were there the first time, we saw several families that had just came from the pool. They were still in their swimsuits and everything. And so it's really kind of, I mean, now that the rain seems to have left for now, and it's hot.
I say, have you seen the projection for this weekend?
No. Lay it on me.
97, 99, 99, 99,
Haven't
98.
quite hit the triple digits, but getting real close, huh?
It's going to be hot.
Yeah, it is. So you guys go hit up the snow cone stand. She's got some really great. Have you seen the watermelon snow cone that she had? I mean, it is.
I haven't seen anything about the snow cone.
Okay, so this the picture in the story. Go check out the story But it's a watermelon. She chops in half and then dumps snow cone on the inside of it. And I mean, it is. Looks amazing. Now, that's probably not your dollar snow cone. That's probably more expensive, but...
I don't know, but that sounds like lunch to me.
Or like a afternoon treat or something. I'm not eating a snow cone for lunch, all right?
You're eating watermelon for lunch.
All right, I guess. Okay, so anyway, that story is available online, sapulpatime.com. Go support the Snow Cone Shack. I know they're going to be here through the end of July and probably through the end of August, she's saying. Okay. So, and they need the support. So, the other thing, I mean, we're kind of past time on this, but we'll go ahead and mention it tomorrow, is the Lunch and Learn with Zach Dyer. Lucy? Do you have any burning questions that you're wanting to ask Zach at the Lunch and Learn on financial planning? No,
I'm actually hoping to learn something because I have no idea.
That's how bad it is for you, that you know so little that she's just going to spend the whole time listening.
Yeah, I probably won't even eat. Just kidding.
I probably won't even eat. Just be taking notes the whole time.
Yeah, no, okay. I have a little bit of knowledge of financial planning, but I'm really hoping to learn something. I hear that he's very informative, and so I'm looking forward to it, and maybe I'll leave and get my life in order.
Hope so.
I'm not being sarcastic there. I'm like, maybe I can financially really benefit. I'm excited for it.
Me too. So hopefully you guys got your tickets, because I am sure that they are closed by now.
Yeah, they closed yesterday at 5.
Did they? Okay. So anyway, hopefully we'll see you guys down there at the Waypoint Lounge, and we'll get to hear from Zach. Now listen, if you miss out on this, Zach is the local Edward Jones guy here in town. His office is right over on the corner of Lee and Park on the Lee Street side. So I'm sure that he'd be happy to talk with you guys if you're interested in financial planning and you just weren't able to make it to the Lunch and Learn. Just give him a call and set up an appointment with him. So, okay. Now, the other thing is, I just found this out yesterday, I think it was. So, I don't normally promote other publications' stuff. But I guess I'm on a roll today because I was talking about the Herald earlier, and now I'm going to talk about Tulsa World. So Tulsa World does the Best in the World contest. Mm-hmm. You've probably heard of that, right? We have other places like the Vintage Market was in there, and then I think maybe the Cookery was also nominated one year. And I don't know if either of those are nominated yet, but the one who told me about it is our friend Little Taiyaki. And so Little Taiyaki, which is a very unique place. I was there yesterday, I'm not going to lie.
I was in Broken Arrow on Saturday at a birthday party, and there was somebody else that was also attending the birthday party, and her husband was talking about how she always goes to these cool, fun food places, and they're a foodie family, and so they take pictures of their food, and he was like, one day, they have Life 360, and so one day he saw that she was at this restaurant that she had already told him about and showed him pictures of. And she had a girl's date with one of her friends to go to this restaurant.
It's a good one.
And he shows up there at the restaurant. He's like, "You're not eating here without me. You've been telling me about this restaurant for weeks." And so they had lunch. But anyways, they were talking, and the day before, he actually just impromptu showed up at their lunch. She had went to this really cool ice cream place, and they had teddy bear ice cream cones. There was all these fish. And they were talking about it, and I was sitting there, and I was like, And she's like, "Oh my gosh, yeah." It was banana, and it was a little monkey. And I was like, and she was like, "Is this Lil?" She didn't say right. And I was like, wait. Were you at Little Taiyaki? And she's like, I was. So that's they awesome. Are all the way over in Broken Arrow. And then the family was they're from Yukon, and they were like, I think we're going to stop there on our way home.
Yes.
And so it was really cool.
It is. Little Taiyaki is one of those places that is definitely making an impact all around the area.
Yeah.
They constantly get people from Owasso and Jinx and stuff that are very much willing to drive out of their way to come and try this place. And I listen, I like ice cream. I do. I really do. But their acai bowls, I am hooked on these things. Now, have you had one yet?
Yes.
We talked about this. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
All right. So what's your favorite stuff to get in there? Do you have like a go-to?
I don't know what. I always just like mix it up. Like I'll order one, but then change my stuff. But if I have an acai bowl, I have to get their peanut butter. I don't know what makes their peanut butter so special.
Like the drizzle thing?
Yes.
Okay.
How do they get their peanut butter to drizzle? I don't understand that.
Yeah, how is it so thin that you can like squirt it out like that?
Like I have to like scoop mine out, but no, this just comes out. So their peanut butter is my go-to.
Okay, but like you switch it up on like the bases and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I am every time. I mean, and I'll try different things, but more than likely I'm getting Tropical Magic and Dragon Fruit.
Those are good ones.
Yes, they are. And guys, when it gets to 99 degrees, all right, listen, I'm not trying to take business away from the snow cone shack, but they'll be gone eventually, okay?
Yeah.
And Little Taiyaki will still be here. And, you know, in Oklahoma, it stayed 99 all the way until Christmas, pretty much. So that's not true, but it'll be hot for a long time probably. And Little Taiyaki, and let me tell you, when that Tropical Magic hits your sweating gullet, there is not much better relief.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the equivalent of a polar ice plunge, I think, on a hot day. I'm really selling this, I can tell, but it's really good. And I get the banana and the strawberry. I know. Yeah, so we're going to be going there after we get done with the show today because I am dying for one.
Okay, so all of that to say that
they're nominated on the Best of the World 2025. Now, it's a little weird because there's so many categories and then there's subcategories. So they are under the Best Frozen Dessert, which is located under the Food and Drink category. So I actually did a little screen share here that I'm going to show to you guys on where to go to vote for these guys. You can vote once a day, as many days as you possibly can, okay? So they are one of 5 contestants, I think. So you just go to the website there. We've got the link on the Sapulpa Times Facebook page. You can find it. And basically you have to scroll down to Food and Drink, and then you have to scroll down again to Best Frozen Dessert Shop. And then Little Taiyaki is there with a bunch of others that you need to know. Now, here's the thing. In order to submit your vote, you actually have to confirm that you did this. So you have to enter in your name and stuff. And so that's how you get the vote. So if you're really passionate about it, I know some people like to do this. They just want to click and be done. You know, put a little extra effort into it. Make sure those votes count because they're going. I'm not going to say they're going to need them. I think Little Taiyaki has a high chance of winning anyway. But let's make sure that we get them over that finish line for sure. I think they deserve it.
Right. So actually, the voting has been going on for a while. Okay. And so there's only 5 there because this is the top 5.
Oh.
So this is the second round.
Oh.
Of Best in the World.
You know more about that. How did you, what?
Well, I have a friend. Well, I have a friend that won Best in the World Realtor a couple years ago, and her husband is actually up for Best Insurance Agent.
Okay.
And so I've been kind of following along, but they just announced there's some photographers from town here in Sapulpa that made the list this year. And
we'll have to find out who everybody is from Sapulpa so that we can put the list out on that.
And so a lot of them are announcing like whether they made it to top 5 or not. And so second round of voting has started. Yeah.
Now that you mention it, the text message I got from Michelle over there did say, hey, we've made it to the top 5.
Yeah.
I completely blanked on that until just now. So, okay. So if you haven't voted already, be sure to go and vote and get them in there and let's get them over the win. It was not that long ago. So, yeah, last year, I believe, it was Boss Hogg.
Yes.
Was on there for Best Barbecue. Or it might have been a separate contest. I can't remember. But it was the Tulsa World Contest for sure. And I think they narrowly missed out on it. Mm-hmm. Like they got beat by a place in Luther. So I'm bound and determined to not let that happen for Little Taiyaki.
Yeah.
Because people need to experience Little Taiyaki. It's such a special place.
Yeah.
And I remember. I mean, do you remember how long it took them to get open? I mean, it took 3 years from the time that they bought that building.
Well, yeah, they had just started, obviously they had opened like right after I started working for the city. So I did not know all the details about it until we were, doing CO and things like that. And then everyone was so excited, and I was just like, why are we? I mean, we're excited. Yes, we're getting a new ice cream shop. Like, that's cool. But why are we so like overly excited? And then I learned that like they had just, they came forward with this idea, and it just took them a long time to get where they are.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
Yes.
The time, energy, and the effort that they put in and had that extended open time, like it was worth it.
Yep. And I think we saw that, especially at the Christmas shoot. I mean, every day we worked the Christmas shoot, there would be a line out the door the entire night.
I think, honestly, 100% the most asked question was, where is the fish ice cream? Like, I answered that question a million times.
Really?
Yes.
At the Christmas shoot you did?
Yes.
Yeah. They're very highly popular and sought after. So anyway, you guys be sure to go vote. Show your support for them. It's just another way we can support the businesses down here. Speaking of that, I forgot to put this in the slides and stuff, but I do have it in our notes. The cash grab is still underway, so you guys can still continue to support those. You get your tickets, and you get entered into the drawing for that. And it's a lot easier than the Jingle Bell sweepstakes, I think. Like, there's not like, you don't have to worry about keeping track of your tickets.
Right.
You basically just fill it out, leave it, and then you can forget all about it. But you better be there on August 9th.
On August 9th. Or
Yeah.
You do have to be present to win your $1,000, your gift cards, or your chance to get into the money machine.
The money machine. I wonder, do you have the ability to win more than $1,000 if you get in the money machine?
Yeah, there's more than $1,000 in there. So if you can grab it in your time, then you can win more than that.
Okay, guys. You know what to do. Go shop. I thought somebody was going to break into my office right now. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Do we have anything else?
That's it.
Anything else from you?
Nope.
Okay. We're going to be heading down to the ribbon cutting a little bit later, so hopefully we'll see some of you guys there. If not, we'll see you guys again on Free Coffee Friday. Have a great hump day, everybody. We'll see you again on the Time Loop, where we talk about all things happening in the town that we love. Have a great Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.